Hi guys, from Pax Europiana here from Kiev for the Olympic Stadium. I'm here to oppose Finlandization. Finlandization is what seemingly Mr. Macron, who claims to speak in for Europe, for free Europe, and he's not. Yeah, he is discussing Finlandization with President Putin, who is threatening this country, Ukraine, again during the Olympic Games. His preferred attack mode. In 2008, he attacked Georgia during the Olympic Games, and after Sochi Olympic Games in 2014, 8 years ago, he attacked Crimea and then the Donbass. Yeah. Now we have again Olympic Games in the dictatorship China, and he seemingly has now prepared the full attack mode of the Russian Federation against Ukraine under the cover of the Olympic peace, and he is ready for war. And if not his wish of Finlandization, and you know that I will explain now what means Finlandization, because many people seem to have forgotten what it means. Yeah. And here it comes. Yeah. Finland is a nice country. Hello, my friends from neutral Finland, and it's now an EU member. But he didn't mean that. Yeah, that is actually what I think would have been a relatively decent proposal. That's EU membership for Ukraine and the euro. So Finlandization in today's Finland. I say yes. Yes, today's Finland, the Finland of 2022, in the EU with the euro, neutral. Could be, could be. Huh? You know, in the EU we have assistance obligation, we have the euro. Ukraine could be, like Cyprus, in the European Union. That is not what Mr. Macron has meant. Yeah? He calls for Finlandization in the style of Kekkonen, of Finland in the 1960s. Yeah? That was a worse neutrality system than the Austrian neutrality. That is very wrong. Because Finland, just to explain the post-war history, Austria and Finland were the two neutral countries here with a very big exposure towards the Soviet Union. Austria at the border, Finland at the border, but Austrian neutrality was more covered by the Americans, and we were in a way fully in the Western market integration, we're not in the EU and NATO. But Finland was, foreign policy-wise, completely harmonized with the Soviet bloc. This was a much worse neutrality than the Austrian neutrality. Finlandization is an evil word. And Macron means it in that way. He talks about Finlandization, about neutralization outside of the EU, outside of NATO, outside of the Western system, in the foreign policy world of Russia. And such a Finlandization is an insult against Ukraine, and I think that with such a proposal, Mr. Macron should not even meet Mr. Zelensky, and Mr. Zelensky actually should disinvite him, fly back home, over France, back to France, and let's hope that Valérie will be elected. Yeah, Progress, she is very good, yeah, and I hope that the center-right will come back to France and bring France back to reason. Because such proposals are really very counterproductive and very negative. Finlandization, like Kekkonen did it in the 60s, is absolutely wrong. And that was his proposal. I think I understood it right. Mr. Macron, didn't I? It was not the Finlandization of Finland 2022, but the Finlandization of Finland in the 1960s. Kekkonen dancing and kissing, hugging with Khrushchev. And that is the idea of Mr. Macron, and not Niinistö considering the NATO membership of Finland. The best, what I always say, to answer such kind of foolish proposal is very clear, that Finland joins NATO, Austria joins NATO, Ukraine joins NATO, and we are all together and we face down the Russian aggression together in solidarity with Ukraine, and we all vote for Valérie Pécresse. And this period of Macron is then over, and he can go back to some Russian-funded think tank, or to some boards together with his friend Fillon. Yes, that is the situation. So Finlandization is an insult. It's not that I have a lot of respect for the Finnish people, don't get me wrong, but in their specific history of having escaped from the Russian Empire just in 1917 and then being attacked in 1939 from the Soviet Union as a revenge, and then having these winter wars and the role in the Second World War, and then the closeness to Russia, their kind of foreign policy alignment with the Soviet Union and their kind of neutrality, it would be the end of European Ukraine and must be completely rejected. And no serious European, American, Western statement can accept such a kind of neutrality for Ukraine. That would be really wrong. I'm actually, to be very clear, I'm just for a moratorium of NATO membership. Actually, I'm for NATO membership, don't get me wrong. But I'm ready under the circumstances that the Ukraine, yes, joins the European Union. Then we can have a moratorium of NATO membership in the case and the role model of Ukraine, of Cyprus. That's a possibility. I think it's the reasonable proposal. I have here the NATO flag. Let's not, we always, this one person demonstrations and video, I have these problems how to organize. But I'm very clear here, NATO, and I think that's a much better option. But we have no George W. Bush around. So just the EU, fine. Neutrality without any of them is suicide and must be rejected. So that's, I think, very clear. Let's fly the both flags of the West here united, and let's call for peace inside NATO and EU. Thanks a lot for watching. More to come from Pax Europiana. Bye.